I've been wanting to talk about this fight for a good little minute. We have Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin the Dream Haney.
I hope so.
Y'all, I seen the face to face, and it was hilarious. You know, if you haven't seen the face to face, go watch it. You know, Brian Norman Jr. was, cracking a few jokes at Devin Haney. You know, he said Devin Haney was trying his best. Apparently, he was saying that Devin Haney was trying his best to sound like Floyd Mayweather. You know, he was saying a lot of catchphrases that Floyd usually say.
You violate, I'm gonna have to demonstrate. You violate, I'm gonna demonstrate.
Well, stop trying to act like Floyd, but you trying to
steal
quotes and stuff.
You violate, I'm gonna demonstrate. Brother. You violate, I'm gonna demonstrate.
I want y'all to play them tapes back.
You already know what I said. You violating, I'll demonstrate.
You trying to steal Floyd whole flow.
And apparently, when they rolled the clips back, you know, it was actually true.
You can't make this shit up, people.
Do I think Devin Haney is a good spokesman? Like, is he a good promoter of himself? No.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't think so. You know, people get mad at, you know, his dad, like Bill Haney and stuff like that. But, you know, I feel like it works. That dad and son duo works in boxing. Let Bill Haney promote Devin Haney, because, you know, every time Devin Haney do it, he end up saying something crazy. You know, he end up, you know, making a fool out of himself. So yes, let Bill Haney do it. You know, it works for that. You know, and you know, some boxers don't really have the gift of gab like you know, certain fighters do have. You know, certain fighters that come to mind that has the gift of gab. You know, Floyd Mayweather, Tyson Fury. You know, just to name a few, and even someone like Canelo Alvarez, who don't even know English like that. You know, it's pretty good at speaking, you know, and getting their thoughts out when needs be. You know, as far as the fight, you know, Brian Norman Jr., man, the man got bombs in his hand. This man got bombs in his hand. You know, he has a good left hook, you know, good right hook. You know, he's gonna have to make sure he keep those hands up. You know, the way he got caught with Ryan Garcia when Devin fought Ryan, I feel like Brian Norman is training for that, you know, specific punch to catch Devin Haney. You know, if Devin Haney drops his hands in this fight, he's done. You know, I feel like Devin Haney will have to keep Brian Norman turning. You know, he won't be able to stand toe-to-toe. Please do not stand toe-to-toe. I feel like Brian Norman Jr. has way more power than someone like Ryan Garcia. Only thing that matters in this fight is, you know, winning the judges' points and winning the decision. I think this fight will go to the decision. I don't think it's going to be a stoppage. You know, if it does, I will be surprised, but I feel like, you know, Devin Haney would not stand and trade with someone like Brian Norman Jr. And I feel like Devin Haney has, you know, the better jab. You know, he has the better athleticism. You know, but like I said, you know, Devin Haney might be, you know, slightly better boxer, but we'll have to see. You know, Devin Haney has more experience. You know, I know that for a fact. But, you know, Brian Norman Jr. has an edge, you know, and the edge is he's seen Devin Haney defeated before, you know, and there's a certain thing when you see a fighter and you see that he can be beaten. You know, he kind of lose that aura. You know, Devin Haney kind of lost that aura when he got beat by Ryan Garcia. So, you know, that can help Brian Norman Jr. in this fight. And I feel like he got nothing to lose, you know. Brian Norman Jr. got nothing to lose. He's fighting Devin Haney. The guy was, you know, undisputed. You know, the youngest, I think, in history. You know, and he's trying to, you know, collect the belts in this weight class also, the 147-pound division. You know, let these guys fight. You know, I feel like the winner would, you know, have bragging rights. You know, who I want to see the winner fight after this. I mean, whoever's in the 147-pound division. You know, you still have, you know, Manny Pacquiao. He's still active. You know, get these guys in there. You know, these guys are trying to get the belt. My prediction for this fight, you know, I'm gonna have to go with, y'all may not like me for this, I'm gonna have to go with Devin Haney, only because, you know, Devin Haney is going to run all night. We know Devin Haney going to run all night. But hopefully, you know, Brian Norman can make this an exciting fight, you know, and catch him. You know, I think this is going to be a competitive fight. You know, I don't think this is going to be a shutout. But, you know, in order to, you know, make this fight competitive, Brian Norman Jr. is going to have to chase Devin Haney all night.
You violate, I'm going to demonstrate.
Well, stop trying to Floyd, but you trying to
violate,
steal
I'ma
quotes and
demonstrate.
stuff.
You
You trying to
violate,
steal
I'ma
play. I want y'all to play them tapes back when Floyd
Play it,
saying everything
play it.
this man saying.
But Shakur, that guy will put anybody to sleep outside the ring.